Football in 90. Coach, not an ideal start to the tournament, obviously with a loss, but do you want to tell us about the mood in the camp and some of the factors in terms of how you select the team for tomorrow? I know you have a few more players available as well.
We've very disappointed on against Guatemala. Not the ideal start. And we've just said we have to win the next two. And the next one is tomorrow against Guadeloupe. So we need a reaction from the team, a reaction from everybody. The mood is, I think after the game, very disappointing, but the mood has lifted. And we're preparing for the game tomorrow. And hopefully a better performance and result.
A question for Rumarn. It's been a quick rise for you in the national team, got called to the Unity Cup in England, and now in your first tournament. What are your first impressions of being in camp with Jamaica?
For me, obviously, it's a great experience. I'm playing with the quality players we have in the Jamaica camp, players that I never thought I'd actually be able to play with. So it's been really good for me, and playing in London for the Unity Cup, that was really great, and then playing in front of the fans in Jamaica, that was that just topped it all off.
Scoring on your debut, how did that feel?
It was, a dream come true. Obviously, as a striker, you want to score goals. To do internationally, just even better.
Coach Gario Graham, JFF Live. Yeah, coming off the defeat, what are you now saying or doing to the team to get them refocused in Guadeloupe to make sure that focus is there and no lingering effect of the last game?
That's always the challenge. And, not just myself, the coaches, but the responsibility of the players also. They're very disappointed after the game. We said it was going to be a different game against Guatemala, and it certainly was. And this one also will be tomorrow. So we've got to be prepared, be ready, and make sure we have that mentality to give a reaction in performance. Get the performance, you'll get the result.
Rumarn, so obviously tomorrow, new game, a chance to redeem ourselves, yourselves. What is your thoughts as far as tomorrow's match and for the remainder of the tournament? What is your personal goals? What are you trying to achieve going forward?
Obviously as a team, we want to get to the next round. Personally, I just want to score goals. I just want to be, useful for the team and do my bit.
Do you think you guys now playing almost 3 weeks together since London, BVI, Jamaica, and back here, that the chemistry is getting better? Do you see any growth from when you first started to where you are now?
Yeah, definitely. Even from when I first got in, I felt like it was like a family, and I instantly kind of gelled and bonded with the team, and that's just built up ever since London. So
yeah. And Bobby Reid rejoined the team a few days ago. What does that feel like for you, seeing him back in camp and willing to come out and be a reinforcement if needed?
It's just it lifts the team. So having him back, it's really great, and obviously he said it reinforced the team. So
for sure. And last question, I was with you in London when you first saw Mikel Antonio and you asked to take a photo with him. Now that you actually get to share the pitch with him, how does that feel for you on a personal level?
It's really great as a striker, playing next to him, and I'm always, trying to take anything I can from his game, and he gives a lot of tips and to me and Warner, so just being able to, play with him, it's really a great experience.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Rumarn.
We have a couple of virtual questions. Jason Hall, go ahead.
Thanks, Simon. Jason Hall here, Jason Guna TV. First question for Coach. Coach, the midfield has always been a talking point. I think every time we speak, I mention the midfield, right? So I know we've had some additions coming into the team. I just want to know your frame of mind currently with the players we have. How confident are you that the solutions are within the squad currently to kind of give us a better performance than what we saw in the first match?
Yeah, I think it's been a problem from the first day I came in. I think we identified Isaac Hayden as an important recruitment. We got that through in November, and you know, he's been kind of stable in there and stabilised our midfield. And you saw that in the Unity Cup. You saw that in the games. He missed BVI. We missed him in midfield. He played against Guatemala and played very well. And unfortunately, he has to go back. You know, I think long term, when we're looking at World Cup qualifiers, then yeah, as long as Isaac stays fit, we have that ideal person that glues the team together. When he's not, we're searching around a little bit for a solution. And at the moment, we haven't found that ideal six, for me anyway, that can play that role. And people have done a great job. You know, Lati, fantastic. He comes in, he always does a job for us. And we've tried to help the team also with an inverted fullback to give us a little bit more stability in there. And yeah, it is a conundrum and one that we have to find a solution for. So it's not just what we have now, but we're building towards the World Cup qualifiers and the 6 most important games in Jamaican history for a long, long time are coming up. So we've always got one mind on that in terms of recruitments again. But while we're here, we're trying to build and get cohesion with the younger players. And I think that's, for me, has been the one massive bonus of the Unity Cup, the World Cup qualifiers, and this tournament gives us a great opportunity to fill the squad with young players like Rumarn. You know, we're getting Dwayne Atkinson in, Warner Brown. We're blooding youngsters. Kaheem Dixon, Cephas is still a relative youngster. And it's great to see them blending in with the more experienced players. So when it comes to the World Cup qualifiers and the squad we have to pick, hopefully we have players that we didn't see before that we may include, and we've also got players that we're also trying to recruit, and everything is building towards them 6 games. And this tournament is an ideal opportunity to use our experience, bring the youngsters in, and you know, if you watch training and many around, the competitiveness in training with the young players coming in, for me, has been great to watch. The oldies, more experienced players haven't always had it their own way, and that's great that competition is coming through from the young team. So we see that in the future, but we focus on the present and one game at a time, and that is the most important. Guadeloupe tomorrow, that we get a reaction from the team. It's not about tactics, not about midfield. It's about a reaction, a mentality to bounce back, show resilience, and get a result.
Yes, and a question for Rumarn. After you were picked for Jamaican team, I'm going to be honest with you, Rumarn, I wasn't following you as closely, and so I did some research and just watched how your career has been going and what you did, especially this season. And I noticed that around January, you hit a remarkable vein of consistency. And I was just wondering, you know, was it a specific moment, maybe with a coach, a game, a training? What kind of, you know, caused this sort of meteoric rise?
I'd say, obviously, the start of the season, you know, wasn't the greatest. I wasn't really playing, but for me, it was just staying ready for my chance and for my moment. And then I ended up getting that in January. So, you know, I wasn't like slacking off and not preparing right. So when the chance came, you know, I was ready and I managed to just stay consistent and keep scoring goals from Jan to the end of the season.
Thank you, Jason. Wade Brown, go ahead.
We hear from Eric Sports. I was going to ask about midfield, but Jason beat me to it, so what are you expecting from Guadeloupe, and how important is it to come away with a win?
First and foremost, Guadeloupe are a good team. very physical. Got 3 or 4 very talented players, individuals who can cause problems. We need to be disciplined. We need to be structured. We need individuals to step up and perform. And we need a reaction from them to get the result. So this is not going to be an easy game. There's no easy games, I know, but this is not going to be an easy game. You don't expect in the Gold Cup to do that in these tournaments. So we have to be strong, resilient, mentally strong and resilient, and make sure in both boxes we're good, and in between we make sure we put in the work that gets us the win.
Thanks, Coach.